Okay. So I've been waiting a long time to do this. Can never find the right time, so I decided to do it anyway and mess up along the way. More fun that way, I suppose. But anyway, I'm a potter. My name's Marcus. Doing this since I don't even know if I got the camera shot right or if you can even hear me that well. But I've been doing this since I was 18-ish, 19 or so. My mom is a professional potter for the past 30 years or something. I got a long ways to go to catch up to her skill, but I'm trying. So this year I've been trying to launch my own little company. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. I'll see that, but it says Sockeye Ceramics, and that's the street I grew up on back in northern BC, where I first kind of got to see pottery in my mom's basement. She kind of taught me the ropes. As a kid, I didn't care about it. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. This is just my first little video showing some of my items perhaps, but also just let you know I'm gonna start taking videos of how I do things, how I throw, glaze, how people help me, different tools I use, and I'm hoping that eventually I get comfortable enough to and skilled enough with all this stuff. I have no idea how to upload this or mess with it anyway, but that I can work towards maybe talking about God or why I do pottery in a more intimate way. Just so you can learn about me a little bit as I teach you about pottery. That's my hope anyway. And hopefully this video goes well. But I'll show you a few more things just because I know how it is sitting and listen to someone talk. Alright, so here's a little vase I just did finish today. Nothing crazy. Obviously you guys will never be able to touch my pottery unless I start selling online, but I love making things thin as can be. Thin. This is black clay. It's for a plant. And I like challenging myself all the time. The few items I'm showing you don't compare to, I have like 100 things behind you. Eventually, maybe even in this video I can attach some photos and things like that to it of other items. In January I'll have my first sale, I'm hoping, because I'm getting broke. But this has been a pretty fun experiment for me, doing this throughout the years, and especially the past couple months, getting deeper into it, getting better. That's all I really care about, is getting better and better. I know I mess up a lot, and you always compare yourself to other potters. You go like, oh, my handles aren't as great, stuff like that, but I'm happy to just be doing it. Anyway, maybe I'll just upload this, mess around, see how this works, editing all this crap, and thanks for just checking in. Let's see how the rest of this goes. Okay, so it's been a while since I recorded that first little video. But we're back. I'm in my mom's / her boyfriend's studio. So I got everything I want here, everything I could need. And of course it's awesome because it's all for free. That's what I'm talking about. I'm a big for free guy. Everything tastes better, But this is the first time I'm trying to make a video. I think it's too long and it's pretty painful to make because you gotta find once, every site says, oh yeah, it's free, and then you start using it, all of a sudden you gotta, add a credit card and all this crap. But I'm trying here. So I figured I'd speak a little as we watch what I'm up to here. For this whole video, I just did 3 separate pieces, all with different angles. Just trying to find kind of what I like. This one you can see me in it a bit, but I think I'm gonna go more and more with just showing the pottery. I'm a pretty face, but not prettier than pottery. Just teasing, of course, but I figured I'd talk a little through some of them, and even leave the audio in on some of them. I kind of want to see what you guys think, or
you know, the one person who might watch this thinks. If you prefer hearing, you know, some of the background noises and everything, honestly, you probably just hear me like heavy breathing in these clips, and there's not a lot to hear. That's, you know, maybe I swear once in a while or something. But even getting this music was a nightmare. Just everywhere you go is like elevator music. They're like, oh yeah, but it's free. Oh, geez. But I'm excited to just walk you through what I'm doing. Okay, so let's look at this video. What's going on? Okay, this handsome guy here, he's throwing right now. That's the actual part when you're making it taller. It's called throwing. I don't know why it's called that. A lot of people don't know that. Right now, see what I'm doing with two hands there? It's called collaring. You just put two hands like you're strangling somebody and you squeeze down. And basically what that does is recenters everything. I'm pushing all the clay back in. It's just, if your piece gets a little wonky, you can kind of push it back into place, sort of deal. And you can see I grab a big chunk of clay at the bottom and then I pull it up. Yeah, pull it. Keep pulling, Mark. Come on. And you can see that one thing when my cup or my item gets a little taller, my left hand gets in the way a little bit, and see how my lips flared out? That's why I'm going to collar it again, bring her back in. That's a bad habit of mine, and that's just a skill that, you know, sometimes depending on the size, or I should say the diameter of your piece, it can really matter and can mess with it. But it looks like I'm going to go in now and start shaping it. So eventually you're out of clay to make it taller. And then you got to decide, okay, well, what kind of shape am I going for? I knew coming into this I was making a cup. Of all these videos, I was pretty aggressive because when I make a really nice mug or whatever I'm making, bowl, usually around 8 minutes is what takes me to make something I quite like. This one I'm rushing just because you know, for the sake of the video, and I wanted to try to impress you guys. I ended up just being pissed off. I wasn't having a great day yesterday anyway, so not my finest work, but good practice always. In fact, I'll be trimming those and putting handles on in just an hour or so right now. That means I have to wait for it to dry a little bit, or else I would have already done it. The clay has to be a bit stiff before you start poking at it and everything. So usually you wait, you know, a day or something, depending how you wrapped it. Because if I am busy the next day or something, I'll wrap it really good in plastic and spray it in some water, and that usually gives you a bit more time. Some cool announcement things. I just started selling at this kind of cafe place where I'm at right now. And oh, here's a cool thing. So see how I inserted that wire and then I cut? Well, first of all, why I'm doing that is because I didn't like the shape of the cup. I wanted, the height it didn't work well with the shape I was going for. So I'm going to flare out that lip again. But yeah, I inserted the wire in there, like in that weird format, because every time I try to do it while the wheel is moving, which is generally how most potters will do it, I actually end up torquing my piece, or kind of, it doesn't cut smoothly, like as if you had a dull knife, and it pulls my whole piece. And the problem why that happens with my stuff is because I throw really thin. Yeah, to me it's just a skill thing. I love throwing thin. If I make something really fat, I just, like thick cup, I don't know, for some reason I am displeased. I don't think people even notice it when they pick up cups generally, you know, as long as they're not obnoxiously heavy, you'll never really notice it. But just for me in particular, I really like it thin. It challenges me, and I generally think it makes me a better potter if I keep practicing that, because then I can do more and more bigger pieces. It's just about piece management. The thinner it is, the harder it is to do that. So if I keep pushing myself, it just gets better and better. Right there, I'm just kind of doing my last little fixer-upper things. So I'm just tearing off or trimming, kind of pre-trimming, I guess you'd call it, the bottom, just to give you a little idea of what is in my head. Sometimes you see I start with that, well, you see I start with a big blob, and you go, well, what's he going to do with it? I kind of have a vision a little bit of where I'm going with it. I didn't show it in that last video, but at the end I usually run a wire underneath to pop it off so that when it dries, you can just pick up the cup from the bottom. It's so dry that it's not like mud anymore on the bottom. It's kind of cool. The shrinkage rate, or whatever we call it. Okay, let's see what he's up to now. So I think this is another cup. I know one of them's a bowl. This must be a cup. Got a good feeling. I should know, I'm the one watching it. And again, I won't talk this whole time. Mainly because it'd be a long time to talk and there's not too much to say. I was going to say I just got into a cafe where I'm selling some pieces, and now the sales are definitely biased because it's Christmas, and I had some help media-wise, and even my mom and her boyfriend paid for my shelf area, so I got to save a bit of money. But the sales have been great for me. For over like 5 days, I couldn't believe it. It made me think I was going to be a rich potter for a second. And then I was like, well, it's Christmas, actually. I wouldn't say any of my pieces are crazy expensive, but I do have some really high-end mugs with like an hour of detail work in them that, $42, something like that. It also depends where I'm at. Right now, Interior BC, selling a mug above $40 is like a death wish. It's going to be hard to sell. But, anywhere in the 30s is generally an acceptable range, easier to sell. It's actually frustrating. You go in the store and I have these like amazing pieces, at least in my mind, where I'm like, this is some of my best work. And your little $20 item that, I consider anyway, kind of a piece of garbage though that's what's selling. And I do think a lot of it's just about money. I never try to like rob people, but I do want to respect how much work has been put into a particular item. But yeah, price also comes into play with the size of the item for sure. So, a small mug like espresso kind of, that's going to be in the 20s. A mid to like small cup is going to be, 30. And then if I have really large cups with detail, that's more of a 40. But yeah, generally most of my stuff I'd say is anywhere like $30 to $36, something like that. Canadian, of course. So it's not that great for me, but at the same time, I'm just happy to be doing what I'm doing. So he's throwing again. This time I put the camera lower. I think I much prefer this, but you'll see in the next clip, I got a better like lighting system set up. So, I don't expect my quality of my videos and everything to be great off the get-go, but I really do want to get some stuff out there. It's the only way I'm gonna learn and get some feedback. And I love failing. I love failing all the time. It's why I'm, a okay potter in the first place. I had to fail a lot to get where I'm going. Of course, financially that can suck sometimes, but that's okay. So that tool I got in my right hand there, that's a rib. I don't know why we call it that, but I like it. There's all kinds of ribs. There's plastic ones, wooden ones, metal ones, funky looking ones. But the one I got is kind of just a U shape with, or like a half circle. Yeah, basically like a half circle. And it really gives me stability to press against. So that finger on the inside of the cup is actually pressing against the rib. So that it's like a hammer and anvil. I need something to press against to have some stability. Otherwise, that left hand is just kind of floating in the air, and he could be stable, but not perfectly stable. And, I'm shooting for perfect here. Of course, you can see, even in this cup, there's a small little wobble. There is an acceptable range, for sure. Because when someone's holding the cup, they're not going to go home and spin it on a wheel and go, oh, you know what, I could tell it's 1% off. So perfect is more relative, I suppose. Yeah, you could tell I'm in a rush here because see that neck? Normally I'd choke that neck in a little bit more. It's not as flattering, this cup right now. I could trim it back later, and I will tonight, and make it look a little better, but you could definitely tell I'm in a rush here. It's not normally how I do things. That's what I get for trying to show off. Yes, if you have been looking at those bracelets the whole time and going like, what the hell, aren't those going to catch and, you know, I don't know, torque my arm or do something? They do get in the way when I'm throwing bigger. I don't have a clip of that here, I don't think, but one day you'll see that, yeah, when I'm throwing big, I actually do move them out of the way, because I get pretty nervous throwing big. It's too bad I didn't record after, because I threw one of my biggest pieces afterwards. But the trouble is, you know, I spend, what, 5 minutes on one of these items? On the vase, I probably spent, you know, 10 to 20, because I was being real careful. And I know what your guys' attention span is like. You probably already left the video, so don't give me flack. All right, I'm not gonna be showing too long things. I think I might start doing like 8-minute videos, just one item, quick little check-in. You know, maybe mix it up, show you some different methods, and not just throwing. Even though I think it hypnotizes people a little bit. Okay, the end of my time's coming up here because I want you to enjoy this last video coming up. I'll be throwing a bowl from overhead position with nice lighting, and maybe I'll even put the audio on, but all you hear is a bunch of this. Because I gotta smush that. When I first start throwing, you see in both videos now where I make a little ball. And that's really the only exciting part of it. I don't know, in terms of audio. I believe it'd be a good idea for me to start talking during the video, though. Oh, what's he doing? Oh yeah, okay. I wanted to show off and show you guys. Yeah, so most guys prep their clay with a ball and then they get going. But I wanted to show you, like, yeah, I don't even have to prep. I just grab a hunk and throw it down. Yeah, okay, well anyway, I should probably get going. It's almost Christmas time and everything. Enjoy this video. Let me know if there's something that you don't like. I put some crappy music to this, you know, stuff I thought, it was free, and, you know, I am in a rush to just see how this comes out. Also, I did notice on my end the video is choppy. Even though it's really good quality, it's choppy. That just might be because I have the resolution so high. I recorded this in 4K with my fancy camera or whatever, and I think that maybe, especially for YouTube, 4K is not needed. And a lot of our devices, if you're watching this on your phone or whatever, I don't think they're going to run 4K too well anyway. Especially when I'm working with them. Trying to work with a 4 gigabyte video is not the easiest thing. I see I'm stabbing that to the bottom there. I'm checking the thickness. I even showed you there just for a split second. You pause it if you want to look. But I'm checking. I stab that needle to the very bottom till I touch wood with the needle, and then I follow it down with my finger until I touch clay, and then I pull it out, and I can see my thickness. What I'm doing right here is actually a special thing. You can see I'm feeling for something in the clay. There's an air bubble in there, and it throws off the density of the piece, so that if I continue with that bubble in there, it's gonna get wobbly without me doing anything, and it's a real irritant. It happens from not prepping clay too careful, or if you have like recycled clay like that I'm using right now. It's common. It can be a bugger or not, depending on what you're throwing. Okay, sorry, but thanks for checking in. I'll let you guys just enjoy the rest of this video on your own. Yeah, this is Sockeye Ceramics, Marcus, and thanks for checking in, and I'll try to make the next one better, I promise. And shorter, definitely shorter. Alright, thanks guys, bye. While the cold here in Sweden got the best of me. Haven't I got better shit to think about than that shit? Like deadlines, rents due, bills pile up, family day in, day out, the clock's mocking me, getting old, oh, got the kids, deserve so much more than this, gotta get rich. You say